the Swiss system too is that after the first round, you start to have more and more competitive races on every pairing going forward. In this case, both runners are 1-0, so that should be a competitive matchup.
All right, and we are off and running. AngryLarry doing the vanilla hero, and RyuSeishin being Link. So let's see what we have here in the treasury. We have gold, we have a silver harp, and a magic key. So let's see, do these runners have return? No, but they do have hurt, so that's going to be an excellent thing. That'll help them get off to a really nice quick start.
And both of them have 18 hit points and 8 MP, and they're going to be starting in a swamp.
But AngryLarry doing a smart thing. He's going to play the silver harp, which will summon an enemy. So let's see if Hurt can kill this scorpion. Oh.
Yeah, surprised he didn't try the Hurt spell there. I guess hopefully he'll remember that he has it. Let's see if Ryu remembers. I do like the harp strategy, though, because one of the problems with the Swamp Seed in the beginning is that every step that you take looking for an enemy is going to cost you some hit points, and it'd be advantageous to get into the encounter with as many hit points as possible.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, Hurt has no effect on a Druid, and the Druid's hit kind of hard. Oh, there it is, and that does not kill the Druid.
All right, so we've seen a Druid and a Scorpion so far, neither of which have the low HP that might be necessary. So they'll be looking for more and more monsters, hoping to find one with a low amount of HP that they can kill early. Oh, and Ryu goes with the harp strategy as well. Both players using what they have in the early game to the best of their abilities. And we've seen the Druid before, I believe. And down he goes.
Alright, so we've seen Druids and we've seen Scorpions. None of the 40 experience points to the next level too. That's a bit of a haul, a little bit.
Interestingly, they both started with some gold, and I didn't catch if either of them saved their progress. I don't know if they have enough HP to get over to that desert tile. They would need to be able to take less than about 9 steps in order to get there without dying.
No, I don't think they have enough. I think Ryu tried and couldn't get there. So this knight is a little squishy. Let's see if Larry can land a hit, because Hurt ain't working. Oh, there's Hurt, and he does not get the knight down with that Hurt. Let's see, can he do it with 2? Will this do it? No.
Okay, so the runners have seen a handful of enemies now, none of which have the low HP. So they're maybe going to try to run from some of the ones that they've encountered before, or they'd like to find as many different enemies as possible here. Of course, the big difference with the Chaos Edition is that all these enemies have randomized statistics, so they could have a lot of HP, or they could have very few HP. There's no way to know which is which, except for trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. So now they just have to kind of, at this point, just get lucky in the swamp. Well, let's see what this Warlock does. Goodbye.
So I really do like the idea of using the harp to generate the enemies. Unfortunately, I'm not clear if the harp will summon only enemies in the zone, or if I believe it summons anybody from throughout the world. So that may not be helpful in finding the weak monster necessarily.
No, it won't. I believe it can summon any monster from any zone. Oh, Larry gets the desert.
Yeah, so this is the thing. If they started with gold, that might be the play, is to just make a run for it. See if you can find a town somewhere out there. Yeah, I was looking at that desert off to the right edge, but it looks like if they walk straight south, they have just enough HP to get there on their last bit of hit points. Of course, they don't have any gold remaining. Oh, well, Ryu did reset. It looks like he reset with his gold intact. Larry so far has not reset. if they fail to kill an enemy within the next couple of minutes, I would like to see them make a play for running towards a town.
Oh, agreed, if possible. And man, this wyvern is just not having any.
Looks like we
Oh!
are on the western edge of the map. Ryu making it out of the swamp, seeing the western edge, and the only way through is through this this desert, which is a high encounter terrain. And I did not see any towns nearby.
And Larry gets
maybe a couple of more tries.
Larry gets the wyvern, and he gets the heal spell at level 2.
Okay, so Larry's off the ground. So that hurt spell coming in handy early.
Oh, and if Ryu can get these hurt spells to land, he will be at level 2 right behind.
Oh no, a heal more on the wyvern.
Oh no!
So it looks like Larry had a bit of luck to not encounter the heal more. And he is going to be out of MP now and no longer able to hurt the wyvern. He's going to have to look for another one.
Hopefully he'll land a hit or two and maybe get a critical hit. Oh, Larry getting a star wyvern here. Let's see if these star wyverns, how these guys are. These guys look a little squishy, only 1 damage. Oh, the star wyvern might be the squishy enemy. Larry's going to get up to at least level 3 here.
Yeah, now that Larry has the heal spell, that might be even more of a opportunity to make a run for it, although he doesn't really have much gold anymore. Still, opportunity from some early exploration now that he has the heal spell. And another star wyvern goes down.
And it looks like Ryu is just about ready to get a star wyvern of his own, so he's going to get up to level 2.
Wow, with just 2 hit points remaining, he does take it down, so he will have level 2 and the heal spell. Great to see both runners get an early kill less than 7 minutes into the chaos race here.
Oh, nothing but swamp to the southwest. Let's see what's to the southeast.
Yeah, it looks like a long stretch of desert to the southeast, and we're on the western edge of the map here with the swamp and the plains, so it looks like a one-directional map here. They're going to have to brave the desert tiles to make it through.
Ooh, Goldman hurt. Game Boy, no, they didn't agree to a swamp seed. This is just the luck of the rando.
So now that they know approximately where they encountered some of these easier enemies, it would be a good idea, I think, to get just outside the swamp, but then maybe hang around in this initial desert, heal up like Ryu's doing here, and then try and attack these enemies with as many hit points as possible.
Looks like a miss menu there from Ryu, as he tried to get to hurt but got heal instead.
Yeah, and one of the frustrating things is that sometimes you encounter an enemy that you know you don't really want to fight, but it's very hard to run from the enemies early on as well, because many of them have a ton of agility.
Yeah. So Goldman with hurt and stop spell. And the skeletons don't go down to hurt. Goldman
and Larry is now out of MP, and he did a lot of damage to that Goldman, and he wasn't able to get him.
Yep. All right, so let's see. What do we got here? AngryLarry needs 249 to the next level. Ugh. That's 3 star wyverns. I think it's 3 regular wyverns, too.
Yeah, so he'll have to make a decision whether or not he wants to sit around in the early zones, or it looks like he's choosing instead to try and run through this desert.
And we know scorpions hit like a truck, just like Goldmen do.
Ooh, werewolves only attack for 1 damage at a time. Let's see if he can get this guy.
Nope.
Hurtmore, on the other hand, does more than 1 damage.
Slightly. Oh, we do have a town on the desert here over on Ryu's head, but can he get away from this warlock? Because we know this warlock will cast hurt more and send Ryu back to start. Or attack. Oh, nope.
Yeah, and he does have some gold here if he can get there.
And nope.
Remember, one of the other changes in the Chaos Edition is that the price of the weapons and armor has changed, and in some places you can get a really good bargain with single or double-digit prices on very strong equipment. So if he can carry this 300 gold to this town, that could be really helpful.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe you have the god set up in, you know, a 10 rupee or 10 gold flame sword, 10 gold magic armor, and 10 gold silver armor.
Yeah, certainly possible. And I think this is the right play for him to continue to try and save the gold by resetting and to continue to try to run through this desert and towards this town. Unfortunately, desert tiles are very high encounter rates, and it's going to be tough to run from some of these enemies, but he's almost there now. And a pretty long battle with the Knight on the AngryLarry's side, the Knight doing minimal damage. He has run out of MP though, so this is a bit of a tickle fight now.
Slap fight! Oh, getting through this desert is just rough.
Now, I was going to say, if there was not a town over there nearby, I wonder when the runners will try and walk through that swamp towards the south. Sometimes the direction that seems less traveled can yield better results. But in this case, I think it's a good idea for him to continue to try to get to that town with this gold.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, absolutely agreed. This is absolutely the right play. It's just, you know, because we got to go through a desert, and with the increased encounter rate in the desert, it's just going to take a while to get there.
Ooh, and he is having some good luck running, but it's just every 3 or 4 steps. And the Sky Wyvern, he should try and fight this one, and he is doing so.
Oh, when he gets the Star Wyvern, so he will get to level 3.
Yeah, and actually, if it were me, I would actually run back to Tanteagle here and heal up with the old man and save that gold and save the experience. But he is going for the town, and he makes it.
Oh.
Oh, no! Not the town he wants to see, but continuing to venture out. Let's see if he can find something else.
Oh, Red Slime's only hit for 1.
On a Star Wyvern runs away from Larry. That's unfortunate. He does seem to be in grind mode, looking for those enemies that he knows he can kill.
Alright, so Ryu is now in a slap fight with a Red Slime.
Yeah, so far Red Slimes don't have any abilities either, so if he can just get a crit, or if he happens to not have too many more HP, he might be able to get this guy here. And we have another Star Wyvern for AngryLarry. This will help him get to level 4. He's pretty close, I think. And it runs away again. Gets wrecked by a Wraith Knight. So, full grind mode for Larry. Bit of exploration for Ryu. Both runners are off of level 1, and so this could be a close race.
And it looks like Ryu is going to lose the slap fight to the Red Slime here, unfortunately.
Okay, well, he gained some information there, and back to the castle he goes. I would think that he's not going to reset to save his gold. He did level up on that run, so he will save again now. save his 196 gold just in case. Maybe he'll take a run through that swamp now to the southwest.
Nearly 500 experience needed to get to level 4, so that's what? Roughly, well, come on, bring up a battle. 216, so roughly 715-ish to get to level 5.
Oh, and here's a Star Wyvern for Ryu, so he's worth triple-digit experience if I recall, so should be able to get him.
Oh, Larry finding an Armored Knight who doesn't hit for that bad. This is the first time we've seen one of them. 3 hurts and the Armored Knight goes down with a huge amount of experience.
And gold as well if they ever find a town. So that's a great find for Larry, and he is up to level 4.
Still only heal and hurt, and not exactly fantastic stats either.
So moving through the swamp and then taking a southwardly turn is Ryu, and looks like that swamp may not actually go anywhere. I could see it off to the west there. So he's now just doing some perimeter exploring, and he's put to sleep and wrecked for 71 damage. Back to the castle.
And he shakes off the charcoal.
So this is actually kind of the interesting part of Chaos Seeds. Once you really get off the ground, now you're trying to remember which enemies are which ones you should go after, which ones you're able to run from, which ones maybe are susceptible to hurt, which ones have resistance to hurt, and they're picking and choosing their battles now, trying to efficiently level up.
Yep. Only 10 points to the next level, so let's see if Larry can take care of the Star Wyvern and get up to at least level 5. Yep, easily enough.
And Ryu has a Wyvern, so they both have killable enemies here, and they both take them down.
Nice power, nice speed, no great HP, great MP. That went 2 levels, and he got Stop Spell. Not to sneeze at, but not exactly the spell you want to see. They want to see hurt more right now.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to take advantage of that. I know Ryu, I think, ran into somebody that cast Sleep. So yeah, taking advantage of Stop Spell in the early game is just one of those extra tactics. Let's see if they're able to take advantage of it.
So now Larry's got some decent stats. I'm willing to bet we're going to see him go exploring now.
The other thing is, with Hawksness nearby, the Guardian of the search spot there is not always as formidable in Chaos mode as it is in regular races. So they're not that far away from maybe taking a look. I've actually seen that Guardian run away when you get to that fight. So
yeah,
it's worth a look.
At the very least, getting the knowledge as to what enemy is there it's usually pretty good too. So I would take a run, because why not?
And Larry spots the town. He's going to get the good news that it's Hawksness.
And he is going to go take a look, it looks like.
Our first regular slime of the game rips him for 31 damage, and he'll make a note of that. There's got to be a bit of a balance too in this stage of the game. If the enemies continue to be too difficult, trying to make progress with exploration can sometimes just be counterproductive. And you might want to try and find a little zone with some softer enemies just to get a couple of more levels.
Larry finding a red slime.
Yeah, remember from Ryu's fight, red slimes don't hit very hard, and he does have plenty of MP to cast a lot of hurt on him now. So let's see what happens with this battle.
Yeah, but ideally what Larry wants to see are more of those armored knights.
Yeah, if he can remember where he was, that might be some place where you want to just run back and forth and try and find some more of those. But choosing for some early exploration now is Larry. I can't blame him. He's been hanging around by the castle for a while, and he runs into a stone man here.
Stone men hit decently.
And using good tactics, healing when necessary, hurting when able. And he's going to use up all his MP trying to get this stone man.
Not really a bad idea, because any experience right now is good experience.
Absolutely. Sometimes in chaos mode, a single kill can vault you up 2 or 3 or more levels at a time. So here he is, and it's only worth 50 in this case.
Yeah, so ultimately not worth it, unfortunately. Larry getting punched in the mouth by the Mega Slimes. Ooh, Armored Knight for Ryu.
Yeah, that coastline that he was trying to walk down, it also had the Rogue Scorpion, which has sleep and also a tough attack. So it'll be hard for them to explore in that direction for a while. Let's see if he can take this Armored Knight. It's worth a ton of... There it is! At least 1 level, maybe 2 here for Ryu.
Yeah, this looks like 2. It looks like he's going to get this... Oh, 3! He got to 6!
It's fantastic. So both runners on level 6 now. And trying to do the best they can with leveling up and exploring. And I wonder if either of them will make a run back into Hawksness anytime soon. The other thing neither player has done is to try to walk through that swamp to the southwest and see if that leads to anything interesting.
Yeah, well, now that they have some decent HP to go do it, it might be a viable option at this point.
Yeah, that does seem to be the western edge of the map, so it may turn out to just be a dead end over there, but I think you might as well make sure. You know, if it hides something important, you'd want to know that sooner rather than later. All right, so we have another wyvern. So we have wyverns, star wyverns, armored knights. Those are the 3 that they seem to be able to take pretty easily. A lot of the other enemies still too difficult at this point.
Oh, and the wyvern ran away. Oh, we have a metal slime here on AngryLarry's side. Ow.
Ew. Fun to be able to hurt a metal slime. You normally can't do that, but metal slime also normally can't hit you for 43 damage either, so... Oh, and here he goes down through the swamp. Looks like it is going to be a dead end, but let's see for sure. And he should make quick work of the Star Wyvern as well, unless he happens to run away from him, as they've been starting to do already.
And he gets him. Oh, a ghost. This is a new one.
And they can make a note that maybe they want to cast Stop Spell on the ghost. They do have the Stop Spell. Let's see if Ryu does it if he wakes up here.
AngryLarry has to be happy to see this Armored Knight.
Okay, Ryu manages to get away just so that he can finish exploring the swamp. Nothing to be gained in that direction, so they are going to have to run through this narrow desert area to make any progress towards the rest of the map.
Larry going up another level. Oh, look at that agility. Wow.
It's a bummer that he's not used that stop spell against the ghost. It seems to have 2 different spells that it casts at high frequency, so that could be a useful spell in that case. So the experience gap had been closed for a brief moment there, and then AngryLarry finds a couple of high-value enemies. He's up to level 7 with a 500-point lead once again.
I wonder if they're maybe headed back to Hawksness to see what's in there.
So this is an interesting seed so far. We did not have the situation where they were unable to get a kill, but it is kind of a slower, more gradual start. We're 25 minutes in, and they just have a handful of smaller spells, and they're on the early levels still.
And Larry is going to dive into Hawksness to see what's here. All right, let's see what we... Oh, maybe. Oh.
Ooh, able to get away from the first slime. These slimes are pretty dangerous. Ooh. Okay, gets away from the next one. At least if he could get there and see what's going on.
Ooh, Goldman. Ooh.
Okay, and he has seen the Goldman before. I don't think he was able to get one yet. They have pretty high HP from what we remember on his previous battle. And they hit fairly hard, so that'll be a challenge for at least another couple of levels. And Ryu going for the same information at the same time here.
Yep, it looks like they're going to need either hurt more and or heal more before they're able to take care of that Goldman, or, you know, a weapon.
So Goldman has a fairly high chance of casting Hurt. It's another chance maybe to use Stop Spell.
I don't know.
It might be doable. They probably will need a couple of more levels, but they might be able to get him here.
And we would like to welcome those of you coming from Randomania watching the Zelda 2 somewhat weekly race. We are playing Dragon Warrior Randomizer here, the last Swiss Round 2 race of the Dragon Warrior Rando Chaos Tournament. So, welcome! As you can see, there isn't a whole lot that's been going on. We got stuck in a swamp seed at the beginning here, and they really haven't found much anything. They keep trying to get as far as they can, but this is a tough start. This is a tough start that we've seen so far.
Yeah, this Rogue Scorpion, I believe, has the sleep spell, and oh, he's running away. That's interesting. That was a fairly difficult enemy. Yeah, that Goldman also happens to have Stop Spell, so it has Stop Spell and Hurt with fairly high frequency, and then finally it decided to attack Ryu for about 36 damage, so both players waiting a little longer before going back into Hawksness now.
Easy Spectre kill for Larry. The level, not that great, but let's see what he gets spell-wise. He gets Radiant.
Yeah, no caves have been found yet. Really, all they've found so far is Hawksness, so a lot of exploration left to be done nearly a half an hour into this race. Honestly, when I think of Chaos Mode, this is about the perfect seed for me. Like, you don't want to be unable to kill anything, but it's fun to be able to see and keep track of what all the different enemies have up their sleeve while you're not so overpowered where it doesn't even matter anymore. So both runners have a challenge on this seed. It's an interesting challenge.
It is.
Another attempt at the Goldman for Ryu here.
Ooh, and Stop Spell lands.
Yeah, I was hoping to see that. So now if he can keep his HP up, once in a while the Goldman will hit hard, but if he can withstand that, maybe he can have enough hurt spells to get him. He does have high HP though. Not sure if he has enough resources yet.
Larry getting another Star Wyvern. It looks like getting to level 9. Oh, another absolute crap level.
And Goldman is absolutely spamming those spells, so he has been able to cast Hurt over and over on this Goldman. And there he goes with the attack. So if he can heal out of that, unfortunately he attacks twice in a row. So that's going to be a challenge to get him. I think it's possible, but you'd have to have some pretty good luck there.
Duke Firebird. The terrain itself generally cannot make an impossible scenario. There is a possible scenario where, and it's a very specific scenario, when the one end of the swamp cave is under Tantagel Castle, and then at the other end of the swamp cave is a separate continent where Sharlock is, and if you happen to die with the death necklace on and can't get back into Tantagel, and Brecconary's on the other continent, you can softlock. But generally speaking, no, the terrain will not be able to render a seed unbeatable.
Yeah, and I hear that scenario will be changing in the next release, so won't have to worry about that. And we have Garenham, finally a new town for Ryu.
Finally.
Oh, look at this!
God!
He has 33 gold to spend, and he makes good use of it.
A half plate and a small shield. That's going to boost his defense immense to normal.
Yeah, and he even probably could have gotten a dragon scale there, opting, I think, to skip by that shop for now. But that's some good equipment, and he'll make note of that later. There's going to be an opportunity to go through the back door there for some more goodies, but they don't have keys yet. It's still early in this race.
This is going to make this seed eminently more survivable. I wonder if at the next death, maybe Ryu takes another run at the Goldman in Hawksness. Or not.
Wow, even with the equipment, still 42 damage from the Goldman. But on average, he'll be taking less damage, of course. The half pleat is probably one of the few things I don't remember the exact stats for. It might be a plus 15 or so defense, and then the small shield maybe another plus 4. So he'll take on average, I want to say, 10 damage less, maybe 5 damage less. I don't know. Some wizards in chat maybe could help us with that, but certainly it's better to have the equipment, and he should be able to survive some of these battles now.
Larry going back to Silver Harp strats and finds a knight. And of course the knight runs away because, yeah. And Ryu takes down a Wraith Knight for 60. Oh, that wasn't worth it.
A bit of revenge there. That was one of the tougher enemies in the early game. So they are getting a bit stronger now, able to take some of the enemies down that were a huge problem early.
Larry,
and,
go ahead.
Yeah, I just noticed the hurt more from the Warlock here, so there's still plenty of challenges out there.
Larry took down one of the skeletons for like 8 experience.
Yeah, and to me, that's the sort of thing that they're going to have to keep in their minds as they make more progress, is which enemies yield the experience that they're looking for and which ones don't. In the early game, it's a matter of just finding things that you can kill, but eventually you're going to want to be fighting more efficiently for more experience.
So Larry got a stop spell to land on this Warlock that seems to be 75% hurt more, and does kill it for 9 experience. Ryu getting a Star Wyvern, and I think he's going to get up to level 7 with this.
Yeah, closing the gap just a little bit. This equipment advantage that he has maybe is going to help him close the gap slightly, killing a few more enemies that maybe Larry would still have trouble with. Larry is on level 9, however, so he's probably got some more stats to compensate for the equipment. Unfortunately,
not much.
Taking a death to the Druin A lot of deaths. We've got quite the COD counter brewing here.
Yeah, I believe we're probably in triple digits already for the COD count. Maybe, give or take a 0 here and there. Ooh, Armored Knight for you.
Yeah, both killable enemies here for both players. The Armored Knight, of course, being the higher value.
AngryLarry getting an excellent move to kill a Star Wyvern. Ryu getting, I believe this will get him to 9, I think. Nope, just 8.
Yeah, it must be a short jump from 8 to 9 as well. So, and the Star Wyvern maybe will do it. I think he's worth 108 if I recall, but he runs away, whereas AngryLarry is maybe going to get the one on his screen here. So, interesting.
There we go, level 10 for Larry. Let's see if we get it. Wow. Nice power, nice hit points. Oh, we got 2 levels there. We get Sleep, Return, and Repel.
So heal more and hurt more still out there somewhere. Most of the other spells acquired so far. I think outside is the only other one that I don't see there. So they're gonna have to make use of the auxiliary spells. Maybe put some of these enemies to sleep. And with his power boost, he's able to do some damage now as well.
Yeah, Larry can actually punch a Star Wyvern out now. And a Drakima for 29. Yay.
So to me, now is the time to go back into Hawksness and take on that gold man. I think he's making his way there now. It would be better if he could hang on to some of these resources on the way, but I think that's the plan.
Now, what's Larry going to do with this werewolf? I think he's looking at his notes, trying to figure out what can be done. So he's going to try to stop spell the werewolf. Because I believe the werewolf has hurt more, I think. There we go, and the werewolf runs away.
That's unfortunate. That was some smart tactics by Larry there, but just wow, this Scorpion's still hitting hard. Remember, Larry still has no equipment, but I think he is going to try and get over to Hawksness as quickly as he can now.
Which makes sense. And Ryu getting the bad news that the Stone Man is only worth 50. Rogue Scorpion running away, that's a good thing.
Ryu walking right by Hawksnest, wanting to do some more exploration on low resources here, and if he can get to level 11, I expect him also to go back to Hawksness. And a cave here for Ryu, so he'll make note of that for later.
Little surprised he didn't trade the Silver Harp in.
Ah, that's right, he probably forgot that he had it. Interesting. In another town to the east. See if he can make it there.
And he does. What do we have here? We have... Oh, Breckenary. Yay.
Yeah, there's always a chance for a good shop here, though. Looking for a weapon in particular. Most of the weapons are pretty expensive so far.
Yeah, but
I caught sight of the magic armor here, too. I missed how much it was.
Yeah, 4 digits. So... certainly nowhere near enough. I don't think it's really going to be practical, I don't think. Although, given here Breckenary, I would go fill up on herbs, I would grab the dragon scale, and get a couple of torches. Because now it looks like you can get some exploration done.
Yeah, I think that's the right move, too. He has 500 gold to work with, and he's just going to end up losing some of that if he dies here. But, wow, this guy is just barring the way in. What a pain in the... you-know-what here, but he makes it in, and it's going to fill up on items.
A well-trained ferret. We have a gold man guarding the search spot in Hawksness that casts a ton of spells, often, but hits like a truck.
Yeah, now that Larry has some more power and some more hit points, I think if he can land that stop spell on the gold man, he's got a great chance now, I think. He's going for it.
Oh, he's going to try to sleep attack this stone man. Oh, look, more desert north of Breckenary. Exactly what this seed needs, more sand.
Yeah, and in a way, Ryu really does have some exploration advantage here. It's just that he hasn't found much, unfortunately. He's covered more map. He did forget to trade that harp in, but he could do that at any time later. And now he's in a battle with a Joel here. We got our first peek at the stats for Larry there. Still gonna be a ways to go, but he's healing up and making a run for the gold man.
So the first priority on that gold man is to make sure you get stop spell to stick.
Yeah, the spells aren't particularly damaging. He has the stop spell and the hurt spell, I believe, but it is nice to not get hurt for 5 or 6 damage every time. If he can land it and keep his HP high, he should have enough here to get him. Let's see how he goes about doing this.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting strat here for Larry. I would imagine stop spell is... Oh, he's going to try to sleep him first. Interesting. And let's see the attack. 1. So this is definitely hurt strats.
Okay, so he's got the stop spell and the sleep going. Unfortunately, that leaves him with only a handful of hurt spells. Not sure if... I think this gold man has really high HP. Let's see if he has enough resources here. Well, even if he fails on this one, he clearly should be able to get him if he can just get over here with more MP at his disposal. He should get him.
All right, so now Larry's going to hope for an excellent move.
Yep, that's what he needs. You never know, he could have only 1 or 2 more hit points as well, but yeah, he needs some good luck here.
Ryu finding a cave, and it looks like it is the Erdrick's cave.
And unfortunately, I believe he does not have the outside spell yet, so he's going to have to walk in both directions, but hopefully there'll be something good in this chest.
Probably an herb.
So is this the first treasure chest in the game that they've opened?
Yeah, it was.
All right, just 43 minutes in, and we have a treasure chest, and it had the nothing.
And the gold man takes care of Larry.
Yeah, he should go right back over there. Try not to waste his resources on some of these battles along the way.
Oh, it's only 20...
Save that MP. He's got 75 MP. He's got plenty of stats. He's got to go right back over there.
But also only 25 to the next level. So he's probably going to try to take on this wyvern and hopefully get, heal more and or hurt more. All right, so let's see what this level or levels give Larry. Nice power. All right, let's see what we got. Hurt more. We in there.
All right, and we saw that Goldman was susceptible to the hurt spell, so that's the same susceptibility that he would have to the hurt more spell. That should be an easy battle now.
Yep. So this should be relatively simple now for Larry. Larry's seed has now just opened wide.
Interestingly, at 4 levels behind, Ryu is only 600 points behind. It's just a handful of kills. If he can find a couple of armored knights, he'd be right there.
Larry casting the repel spell wisely to get rid of some of these random encounters. All right, now Larry's like, "Come here, gold man." Come here, it's time to slay you. So let's see
Yes.
how... Go ahead.
Of course, this search spot could have the Erdrick's armor, and if it doesn't, it could have nothing. It could have the Fairy Flute. It could have the Erdrick's token. And once he's done with this task, I expect he'll make a lot more progress exploring the map now.
67 experience for that gold man, and he's rewarded with the token.
Okay, so that's 2 out of 3 quest items in the books. And sometimes that token can be hard to find. It could be in a chest or a search spot. So it's good to get that one out of the way.
And Larry has now come up to the harp cave. Let's see if he trades in his harp. He will. He will get the Staff of Rain. And then right next door, he will find Breckenary, where he will also pick up his half-plate armor and his small shield, I would think.
And Ryu basically suicides in the middle of a swamp, and he's 68 points away from level 10. If he can get a couple of quick kills, he will be on his way back over to Hawksnest pretty soon.
Yep, half-plate. Oh,
the Star Wyvern will do it if he doesn't run away.
Commentator's curse.
So Larry picked up a half-plate, you said?
Half-plate
and a small shield?
And a small shield.
And did you notice if Ryu donned a dragon scale?
No, I actually did not. I did not notice. Now it looks like Larry's now filling up on herbs. Does not pick up a dragon scale, which, you know, doesn't... You can find dragon scales in chests now, so that doesn't surprise me.
It was down to a very small amount of gold, so... Okay, I could see that decision. It's a +2 defense. Not the end of the world if you miss out on it, but... he got some good equipment, and he's going to make some great progress now exploring the map, I think.
Mm-hmm. So AngryLarry going up here and finding Cantlin. Of course, without any keys, Cantlin isn't the world's greatest find.
That's funny. It was almost right next to Breckenary. I'm not sure why Ryu missed it.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, look at that flame sword. Only 1,500. Rather cheap large shield, too.
Yeah,
That's
very expensive
64.
silver shield in this seed, but the large shield is pretty good. So, wow. Yeah, we're gonna have to see if they might want to set up a gold grind later for the best equipment.
I mean, even a quote-unquote ghetto grind for that flame sword would be worth it. I believe AngryLarry searched that desert spot in honor of Sparkover, who I believe would consider that a Sparkover desert.
Never know. That could be the spot, you know?
Never know.
And now he finds a cave up through this area, and it's maybe one of our dungeons, finally.
It is the grave.
Alright, so 3 easy chests up here. Let's see if one of them's a key to get him started.
Fighter's Ring is a nice find. And he did buy a dragon scale. I missed that. Okay.
And he just now dons the dragon scale. So we got the fighter's ring and the dragon scale, and now the stones of sunlight and a key.
And
there we go.
Key. Oh, that's big. So now if Larry can get himself more gold, he can go buy more keys in Cantlin.
Yeah, choosing not to go straight to the bottom levels of the grave, hangs on to the key, finishes exploring this little edge of the map, and like you said, I think priority now is to get some gold and go get more keys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now we're probably going to see, at least what would make sense to me, it would be seeing Larry fight around Cantlin a little bit, or even go back and fight around Breckenary to grind some gold. Oh, look at that gold from the Magiwyvern.
And we now have Swamp North for Ryu, so he's going to make his way to the second continent, see what he can find over there. And just like that, Larry has all 3 quest items. So if he can find the Rainbow Drop Cave, he will have access to Sharlock.
Rogue Scorpion given pretty much nothing. AngryLarry's like, you hurt more me, I hurt more you back.
It's interesting. Still kind of a small experience gap, but Ryu is just struggling with some of these battles that are no problem for Larry at this point.
Yeah. Oh, 62 HP doesn't take care of the ghost.
And it's a very strange second continent. I think there's literally nothing on the second continent at all.
Ooh, Druin Lords. 1 hurt more, 237 experience. They're grind worthy.
So as far as exploration, that may turn out to be unfortunate. This could be a situation where Larry doesn't ever end up going to the second continent and wasting all this time that Ryu just spent exploring. He could find the Rainbow Drop Cave and Sharlock in his travels, and there will be no need for him to go over there.
Yep.
Larry also doesn't necessarily need to go into the mountain cave either, although it would be nice to find the Erdrick Sword, but the Erdrick Sword could also be in Sharlock Castle.
Yeah, it could be. Jeez, poltergeist don't go down to a hurt more. 2 hurt mores. Wow. And of course they give, like, nothing.
That's a lot of HP, too. That had to be about the max that a monster can have right there.
Yeah. Wraith Knights have heal.
And Larry's getting ready to go back in and heal up. He's just grinding a couple of extra monsters with Hurtmore before he goes in.
Yeah, might as well use the MP while you have it. Blue Dragon.
Also, I think he wanted to get a little bit more gold, like you mentioned. Now he has 500 gold, and that should be enough to get some keys.
Hey, there's a good level.
And Ryu also levels up. He's on level 10 now with a few extra spells at his disposal.
Larry gonna go buy some keys.
So we got the key shop here. He should be able to get 5 or 6 keys, and he can also get the coordinates immediately. Of course, he doesn't even need the coordinates at this point. Although, no, wait a minute. The armor is still out there. He needs the armor. So yes, he will go and get the coordinates.
Yeah, he'll probably buy 1 more key, maybe 2 more keys. He'll buy another key, and then he'll go stay at the inn.
Yeah, I think the most worthwhile weapon for sale is, like you mentioned, was that flame sword for around 1,500. A lot of the weapons have been expensive. Both runners still with no weapon.
Yeah. And Larry realizing he done screwed up.
Yeah, this looks like a one-way trip for Larry, but that's okay.
I must go and fight.
He has complete faith.
So the armor is going to be in coal. So we do need to find coal to find the armor.
Yep, that's one of the few locations neither runner has found yet. Let's see, I'm looking at a checklist. Don't think they've found Rimmildar yet. Don't think they've found coal. And is the mountain cave still out there somewhere? So still a few chests to be discovered there. Let's see what's in the treasury.
And only 144 to the next level, and there's the sword!
Oh my goodness. So now we don't even need to go into the mountain cave for Larry.
Yep, Larry knows all he needs to do is find the jerk cave and find coal, and that's it.
And Rimildar for Ryu, so he'll find keys here.
Mm-hmm.
The old-fashioned way.
Larry's gonna stock up on keys.
And I expect him to check the basement here just to see what's there. Maybe it's the Rainbow Drop Cave.
Yeah, if this is the Rainbow Drop Cave, then Larry's in really good shape. Larry's in really good shape.
Boom! Now it's time to find Charlotte Castle. Where is it?
Well, no, he needs to find coal first.
Yeah, I guess the armor would be useful. So Rainbow Drop for Larry is done finding quest items. He already found the flute, although did he like not even take the flute? I don't know if I saw that correctly. He may have just dropped it when he found it.
I'm not sure. So Ryu is about to pick up his sword. A little birdie telling me in my ear that he did in fact drop the fairy flute.
And he's also going to need heal more to technically be able to finish the game as well. But
yeah, that's one
he
more
should
enemy.
pick up this level along the way.
Yeah, it's one. I think it's pretty much one more enemy kill that isn't single-digit HP.
And Ryu now going through the errands in Tantegel, and he's going to find the Rainbow Drop Cave, and he's not going to be ready for it.
But at least he'll know where it is, and that's always a good thing. Death Necklace pickup for Larry. That could, given their HP, that could be big.
All right, and I expect maybe the mountain cave is in the back here. Can't think of what else is left.
Stones of Sunlight Cave, the vanilla stones. This is the mountain cave.
Yeah, he does not have to go in here and wisely nopes out of there.
Yep.
That's going to save him a ton of time. If Ryu ends up going in there and exploring it, that will be a lot of time lost for him.
Yeah,
Larry seems to be finding things just in the right order in that way.
Yeah, I think the only thing Larry's going to be looking for is the swamp cave to take him to the other continent, which in his mind, the other continent could still be necessary. Now, I believe Charlock is north of where Larry is now, I think.
Oh, if that's true, I missed that. I have not seen Charlock yet on either of their screens, but
yeah,
and we also haven't seen Cole, which is the most important thing for Larry right now.
Right, I just caught a glimpse of it on Ryu's screen. I didn't exactly see where he went, but oh, what town is that? Oh, that's was that Catlin? Okay.
So level 11 now for Ryu. I think he's closing in. Level 11 is where they learned Hurt More?
13.
Or was it 12? 13, okay.
13. Although having the sword is a good thing, and, killing a Druin is a good thing. Well, good.
33 power for Ryu. He's probably going straight to 13. Yeah, okay,
yep.
13, and he's got Hurt More. He's got a little bit of catching up to do. He's got to run around and get some of these quest items, but he's making progress now. So we know that he's going to have to explore the top level of the grave. That's where Larry found the stones. He's got to revisit that gold man and get the token from Hawksness. And somewhere right along the way, he had forgotten to trade in his harp. I hope he remembers that he has the harp.
And Larry finding coal. He's going to find his Erdrick's armor right here. All right, so we're going to take a look at the stats. 138 attack power. That's plenty of attack power.
And hopefully, I think he's looking maybe for a large shield here. Unfortunately, doesn't find it. I think he has seen a shop somewhere with a large shield. I'm not sure if he's going to make his way there or not. Sometimes people don't bother with boosting defense. But yeah, he is ready to go almost. He needs to learn to heal more as well. We got a quick peek at his stats. He seems to have pretty strong stats.
I believe his defense / agility was a little on the low side, but I think for the most part, though, he's ready to go. He has the HP for it. He certainly has the MP for it. He has the attack power for it.
Yeah, the silver shield was very expensive. I don't expect him to necessarily go after that, but the large shield was cheap. So if he can remember where that was and just swing by and grab that, that's +6 on top of what he already has. That'll boost his defense a bit. He needs one more level for heal more, and then he can start looking at his stats and figuring if he really needs, if it's time to get into Sharlock. And Ryu now on level 13, able to take advantage of some hurt more. 237 for the Druid Lord. And he, unfortunately, is making his way through the mountain cave, as we discussed. He is not going to find anything in here. Hopefully there are some high-value enemies in here so that he doesn't lose too much time.
AngryLarry going over to the other continent, which we know is a fruitless task.
And Ryu picked up a dragon scale in a chest. If he did not don one earlier, he has an opportunity to do that now. Yeah, this second continent is just a little sliver of it's like there's just nothing.
Larry looks like he's taking on this wizard. Hopefully we'll kill it to get his level.
But this makes me think that he has not found Sharlock yet. So he's just looking all over now for Sharlock. There's nothing really he needs to find. He can go back to a previous town to pick up the large shield if he wants, but yeah, he's just looking for Sharlock.
Yep, and that 15 agility is big. That brings him up to 83 agility total. So that's a nice boost to his defense there.
Yeah, occasionally in Chaos mode, Dragon Lord 1 can swing and hit really hard, so having some defense would help for that. Dragon Lord 2 has his standard stats, and the more defense, the better for that as well. Not necessarily critical, but if he just happens to go by and pick up a large shield, I think that would help.
Level 17 giving Larry 11 more hit points, so that's a good thing.
And the fairy water, among other relatively useless items in the mountain cave, and Ryu's done searching that, and he's going to continue exploring. So Ryu's main objective, he's going to have to find the grave, and that will help him out finding the quest item there. He already knows where the gold man is in Hawksness, and he has seen the shrine cave, but he needs the grave in order to get the stones of sunlight. And now he's decided to go after the gold man in Hawksness. This should be a relatively easy battle with Hurtmore.
Looks like Larry's going to stay at the inn here in Cantlin, and I would hope go buy a large shield.
Oh, and he quickly made level 17. I just saw him hit 16. Now he's at 17. So once in a while you have quick levels. Making sure he has his full stock of herbs for the Sharlock dive. And looks like he's got quite a bit of HP, maybe just on the threshold of being able to use the Death Necklace in the high 120s.
And he does find the large shield and purchases the large shield.
Okay, so I expect him to just cast a whole bunch of Repel now and look for Sharlock Castle if he's not seen it already. He seems to be hunting around for it.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen it. Ryu killing the gold man and picking up the token.
Yeah, we
Ryu
know
finding
Larry has the death necklace. I forget where did he find that, in the grave? I believe Ryu has not found it, and Larry does have it.
the death necklace was in the back of Garanham.
Oh, okay. Ryu did go back there, so I guess maybe they both have it if that's where it was.
I would think. I mean, neither's put it on, but I would think they both have it. All right, so it looks like Larry is making his way to where I believe I saw Caitlin earlier. McGrew saying that Ryu does in fact have the death necklace. Okay, cool. Thank you, McGrew.
Yeah, interesting. It's still only an 1100 point experience lead. Again, that's like 4 armored knight kills. It looks like Ryu's so far behind, but it's just he just has a little bit of catching up to do. He does have to explore the grave though, and we have Sharlock now for Larry.
And another level for Larry, which gave him 9 power and 10 agility. So he's getting to the point where this Dragon Lord fight could be extraordinarily easy, but he's got to get through Sherlock first. Let's see. Zernax, how much faster did Larry hit level 2? Not very much quicker at all, maybe a minute or two. I mean, basically what this has kind of come down to is Ryu did a lot more exploration early. Larry early decided to grind a little bit, and that's pretty much where you see the 1200 experience difference. It's been pretty consistent since like level, I don't know, 7-ish, 1200 difference, give or take.
Yeah, and the early game or the mid game was such that a lot of the early exploration for Ryu was fruitless because he just kept dying and getting sent back. And unfortunately, he did sort of find things not in the best order as opposed to Larry. But yeah, Larry's going in. I think he gained 1 more hit point, so right on the edge of being able to use the death necklace. He might choose not to use it anyways, but it's an interesting option. I think he has the stats necessary, unless the Dragon Lord happens to be a really tough one. In Chaos, there's a wide variety of what can happen in Dragon Lord 1 and 2 fights.
So, interesting to note, Goldmen are random encounters here in Sherlock. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, they hit pretty hard. I'm trying to think of what they've run into that has been a real struggle. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 enemies in Sherlock that can really cost you some MP getting through those battles.
Oh, Goldmen would be one. A Warlock with the 75% hurt more would be bad. Scorpions do give good experience with 196 though, so that's a good thing. And Ryu gets up to level 16 with that kill. So now he's only 800 experience behind.
So that was interesting. In Chaos mode, it's very difficult to run from enemies in Sherlock, and Larry decided finally to use the sleep run against the Goldman, which I think I like that tactic. In a handful of battles in Sherlock, you use a little bit of MP, but sometimes you can save a lot of MP if you have to keep healing yourself up because you can't run away.
So, a question in chat from a well-trained ferret that he's asking, what does the death necklace do? Well, in the vanilla game, the death necklace does absolutely nothing. So, that's no fun. So, in the randomizer, what the death necklace does is it takes 25% of your HP, but gives you 10 attack power. Oh, Ryu miscounting his HP and dies before talking to the old man who won't give him the coordinates.
Oh, that's a small disaster too, because he does not have the information. He has not seen Cole, and he still needs the Erdrick's armor. So he might end up making another trip back to Cantland just to get the news that there are no coordinates. So, wow. Bad luck there.
Yeah, very.
But again, there's another armored knight kill, and he is only 300 or 400 experience points behind now. So that it's not as big of a lead, and unfortunately he just hasn't found everything. And bottom floor upcoming for AngryLarry, and he has maintained most of his MP.
Yeah, this has been a really good Sharlock dive up to this point for Larry. Yeah, he's getting lucky well, I shouldn't say lucky, but he's being able to run from most of the enemies here in Sherlock, which is a good thing.
So occasionally in Chaos mode, Dragonlord 2 could have the sleep spell and a fairly high resistance to stop spell. That combination can be a huge struggle. So this race is not over. It's just a matter of how devastating those final bosses actually are in this one.
Countess, Ryu does not have Erdrick's armor, and Erdrick's armor can be at the overworld search spot. So now he knows beyond the shadow of a doubt that the... All right, so let's see what we have as a guardian here. We have... Oh, it's a poltergeist. These things have a megaton of HP.
Yeah, it took him 3 Hurtmore spells to kill one on the overworld, and of course he doesn't really want to use Hurtmore. He's going to have to heal up along the way here. So costing a little bit of MP, but I think he still has a lot of resources for the upcoming boss battles. It's just a matter of whether or not they have some tricks up their sleeves here.
Right now he still has 12 Healmores, I should say. So, yeah, make that 11.
Yeah, you wonder if maybe he could have tried the sleep tactic on this guy or some other way of fighting besides just, you know, tanking and having to use 2 Healmores.
He's probably going to wipe out his herb supply here.
Yeah, and he'll have the decision now about whether to use the Death Necklace or not. He may not end up using it depending on his power total.
And he does not. I think that's the right decision right now, I think.
All right, let's see how hard this Dragonlord 1 hits if he gets a chance. And he does not.
Yeah, we have a paper mache Dragonlord 1. That's awesome. So let's see what we have here for Dragonlord 2.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And some sleep resistance. Well, one more chance at it. He might want to heal first here. Remember, even with all this, there's a chance Dragonlord 2 might only have about 100 hit points. So you don't want to necessarily skimp on using your MP when you have to. So he should continue to try the stop spell, I think.
Agreed. And Ryu does find the stones. So Ryu knows
Larry's asleep again. So he's got a couple of chances to wake up. He does wake up and he doesn't heal. My goodness. Let's see if he can survive this sleep. Oh, wakes up again.
This is one. They said it in chat, but this is one angry dragon.
He didn't heal. He just attacked and let himself be put to sleep again. Oh, and he wakes up again. Very lucky.
Yeah, I think he's just like, you know what? Nope. I'm gonna try to fight through it.
Yeah, Dragonlord 2 could be defeated on any one of these upcoming attacks now.
And back to sleep.
Wow, this is a stressful battle, and this is a lot of time lost if he gets sent back to the castle, but he wakes up. He still could get him. Down to 30 MP now. Dragonlord 2 breath. He attacks again. Is that enough? It is! What a brave fight by Larry there. Not even continuing to try the stop spell, just fights through the sleep. He kept waking up at the right time, and he is victorious. And Ryu finds the town of Cole. He's going to pick up the armor here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs. AngryLarry has won this seed with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Congratulations for Larry. That was a very interesting Dragon Lord 2 fight. It looked like it might be a sure thing for a minute, and then it had a trick up its sleeve, and well done to fight through that. And we'll have to see if Ryu decides to play this out. He has all the quest items now, and he knows where the rainbow drop is. Looks like he's going that direction.
Yep, he knows where the
he just about has the experience he needs as well, so he could be going into Sherlock just momentarily.
Yeah, I would think he's at least going to make one attempt at the Dragon Lord, I would think. And with that ding, we have AngryLarry with us. Larry, good job, my friend. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It was, one thing I wanted to ask you guys is I don't remember anything having Dragon Lord 2 breath except Dragon Lord.
Rogue Scorpions.
Ah, okay. They ran away like instantly.
Well, by the time you got there, yeah, but we saw Ryu get toasted by them a few times.
Yeah, it's the one unfortunate thing. It's it's chaos mode. It is what it is, and you know that going in. But if there's one thing I would like, that's tuned a little bit towards the player's side of things, enemies run away too early. You get a nice, easy Wyvern, Armored Knight, Star Wyvern area in the beginning, and you can't go more than 4 levels without them starting to run away. I mean, you can hit them first. And maybe kill him, but if that, and I'm sure Ryu would have a better time as well. If we were able to just kill those things early and often, it would have made like an hour and 14 minutes, nothing to complain about. But you know what I mean, right? It would make a lot easier exploration wise if we were able to just jump right up to level 9, level 10. The XP was there. It's just the enemies run away.
Yeah, I totally can understand that. I always feel like every time all the players want something to be easier in chaos mode, McGrew just says, I'm just going to make it harder. But yeah, I agree with that suggestion as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in McGrew's defense, and anybody who does enjoy chaos mode and Swamp Seeds, I mean, that is the allure and the charm of it. It's just, sometimes when you're racing it, you're just like, oh, man, if these things just don't run away, I can save, 25 minutes of my life just just in gathering the XP alone. But yeah, I mean, listen, it went pretty well. I mean, I don't know what you guys saw on your side of things.
I actually thought that made it for a kind of an interesting early to mid game though, because you guys did not gain the most powerful spells immediately. You were able to get off the ground with some early kills though, so it wasn't one of those other chaos seeds where you have a half an hour with no kills. It was sort of like a lot of strategy and a lot of figuring out how much to explore, how much to grind, when and how to use your stop spell, your sleep spell, a lot of those kind of decisions in this one.
Yeah, there were certainly a lot of things that could kill you, but then there was a lot of variety of what was out there. It seemed like my exploration was kind of throttled in the beginning because I was dying, but I was dying to new enemies, trying to see if we can kill them, what XP it gives, and just note that for later if I have to come back for a grind or whatever. I mean, how about that wizard area on the other side of Swamp Cave? I may have stayed there for about 2 hours if I didn't get like a stone man in the mix. If it was just 5 slots of wizards, I may have brought myself to level 22.
Yeah, that was a really nice area right there. That really was. So talk to me about your Dragon Lord 2 fight. What was going through your mind there when you saw the sleep and then you just decided to say, yeah, screw it?
I don't know what to do when that happens. I don't know what to do when it has heal. I don't know what to do when it has sleep. Anytime I've tried to fight it, when it has those things, stop spell never lands, and I just don't know what to do except keep dive bombing over and over and over again and hope that I can get all the attacks in a row that I need. As soon as the second, or maybe I even tried it a third time, stop spell didn't land. I'm just like, I have to go for this. I mean, a couple times I even hit him at 50 HP, knowing that a sleep hit me twice combo, like not waking up for it, could have killed me. And if that happened, I don't know what I would have done. I think I got fortunate and lucky just to kind of ignore he has sleep and just continue on with the strategies. Attack him until I went under 51, I think, in my strategy because I didn't have the silver shield. I don't know exactly what it was, but how much he could have attacked me for on the high side. So I was trying to play it safe, but just, keep going for it. And Ryu was not done, so I'm just like, maybe this is my opportunity to steal it.
Yeah, if it turns out that that stop spell really isn't going to land, it's kind of a weird math problem because you have there's certainly a certain chance that you are not going to wake up for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 turns, and just figuring out, like you said, whether or not to attack at 50 HP, or maybe you should have healed more back up at that point up to 128, and maybe that would give you a better chance. What are the chances of not waking up 4 turns in a row? Is it better than 2 turns in a row? That kind of thing. It's kind of I could see it being very stressful when you're in a race and you have to try and figure that out. That was just crazy.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, it's like, do I want to cast stop spell for a 3rd, 4th time in a row and not be doing any damage? What if he's paper thin? What if I just keep going at it and he only sleeps me twice and I get the low end of the roll? Did anyone count how much HP did it have?
I didn't. I did not count. I don't know. Did you up to?
I didn't see it. Definitely did not have the minimum. I don't think it was that close to the max. I mean, it was somewhere in the middle. I just read the chat. Game Boy does say that it did have 15 out of 16 stop spell resistance. So it turned out to be a good move to give up on the stop spell. Well, that just makes it really brutal. If you just can't wake up, then you're going back to the castle.
Yeah, and this time compared to last race where I got a little bit of the needle from people in chat and commentary, not so much insulting, but pointing out that I was really wasting magic on my dive down. This time I'm like, I'm not using anything, and then I couldn't run away from a gold min. I'm like, all right, well, I have excited exactly enough for however many heal mores it was, 14 I think it was.
They're telling me that there was slightly less HP than I thought, saying 124 total. So
okay, yeah,
that was a good strategy then to just try and hit it, because if it does have low HP, then you don't have to survive for very long.
Yeah, I don't think I was hitting it for that hard either, and that's why I think I just kept going for it. But so I tried to save all my HP. I had to use sleep a couple times, lost the heal more, and then I got to the poltergeist, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Let me just attack it and kill it. And 9 rounds of attacking it, and 2 heal mores later, it finally died. That one sucked. But so I got to Dragon Lord with even less MP than I wanted, and that played a factor into me spamming stop spell as well. So I guess it all worked out.
I also kind of liked your harp strategy in the very beginning, just staying on the tile for the castle and just using the harp right away. My understanding is that it can summon an enemy from all over the world and not necessarily in the easy zones, but at least you get to keep all your HP instead of running around through the swamp there.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's the thing with the Chaos Seeds, is I need all my HP to potentially kill that 5 HP enemy if it's around and available to me. Swamp Seed makes it a little bit less of a chance that I can find it with enough HP to kill it. So, I believe Silver Harp is 7, and it has 7 slots for enemies, and it's random at the seed generation. It's not a pool of more than just those 7 slots, like zones have 5 slots. So, hey, see what's there, note what's there, so that if I do get to level 4 and everything starts running away from me, maybe there's something in that pool that I could possibly kill at level 4 with increased stats. I mean, I almost didn't want to give it up when I found the Staff of Rain cave, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep going.
So, Larry, you are now 2-0 and guaranteed to move on to the bracket stage of this tournament. What do you think about that?
Surreal. It's my first bracket in any tournament that doesn't start automatically in single or double elimination. It's pretty cool.
So Ryu, by the way, is about to face the Dragon Lord, and he only has 62 MP to work with, so this will be interesting. He's only on level 18. I forget what level you got to, Larry. I think you were slightly higher.
I believe I was 18. I may have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 18.
Oh, okay. He just had to use more MP on the way down for some reason. Okay.
Well, I'll bow out so you guys can comment on the Dragon Lord 2. Thanks for the restream commentary and the tracking and all that. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Larry. Good job, my friend.
Great race, sir.
All right, so Ryu has in fact one-shotted Dragon Lord 1 and tries to stop spell and does get put to sleep right away.
And he wakes up on the first turn at least, so he's... Let's see how long that lasts. A second stop spell attempt, no good. And on only 55 hit points, tries another stop spell instead of healing. Now I think he's going to heal. Okay, here we go. And now running into the same dilemma as Larry did, where he's running out of MP and wondering if all these stop spells, how many times do you want to try it here? And this time he doesn't go for it and gets put to sleep. So, oh my gosh.
So we know that this is a very low health Dragon Lord 1 or Dragon Lord 2, so he can still, as long as Dragon Lord doesn't sleep him every other turn, Ryu can still get this.
And he was asleep for 2 turns in a row. Neither player getting put to sleep for 3 or 4 or 5 turns in a row yet, which could easily happen, but so far so good. I don't know. I think he's running out of MP, unfortunately. Ooh, and with that stop spell, that costs him another heal more now. Ooh. On the other hand, if you did manage to land the stop spell and he spams the sleep, you can get a lot of attacks in a row. So now I guess I would try the stop spell at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to try it. And this final sleep will unfortunately send Ryu back to start.
That is quite the challenge when the Dragon Lord 2 has that combination. Let's see if he wants to try again.
Looks like it.
Yeah, some of the other differences in the race, I think Larry just happened to find the grave first, and whereas Ryu found the mountain cave first, so he spent some time going through the mountain cave when it wasn't necessary. Larry never did go into the mountain cave, and you know, he just pulled away slightly with that experience gap. It was never a very large gap, but just a little bit faster with leveling up and getting to where he needed to be. So I expect he's going to have to restock on herbs, as you often do after a failed dive, so he'll get some herbs here. I didn't catch if the king mentioned how far away from 19 he was. Sometimes if you have a really tough Dragon Lord 2, you might want to over-level yourself. Of course, I think he knows at this point that Larry has finished, so he may not do that in this case, but let's see what he wants to do.
Yeah, Ryu does know that Larry has finished. He did issue some GGs, and Game Boy thinking was 99 XP to level 19, so that'd be worth fighting something for, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess we should tell everybody to stay tuned for the end of this match too, because now that the results are final here, we are going to find out shortly who is racing against who in round 3, and I think you'll have that for us soon, right, Z-Man?
Absolutely.
After Ryu finishes up here, so everybody should hang out and wait for that.
Yep, after Ryu finishes, I think, well, Game Boy's here in chat, so I do believe he is going to enter the results, and we'll go from there. Level 19, really a nothing burger level.
It figures. It does put him into the 130s if he does want to try the death necklace. I believe he found it.
I don't think with Dragon Lord 2 having sleep and with the stop spell resistance being so high, I can't imagine Ryu putting on the death necklace, at least not at this point.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. You have maybe one less turn that you can be awake if you get put to sleep. If you have only 99 HP or so.
Right.
Interesting decision-making process here with Chaos Mode. Goldman popping up quite a bit. He seems to have some good run luck against the Goldman. I saw AngryLarry try and run about 10 times from a Goldman before and unsuccessfully. So hopefully he can have some good run luck and get down there with a lot of MP this time.
And Ryu is going to do Sharlock in the dark.
This is always impressive to me. I know my way around these dungeons pretty well at this point, and I would not be trying to do this.
Same here. Of the dungeons that I know, Sharlock is probably the one I know best, and I would still not do this in the dark.
Yeah, now he does have the Radiant spell to fall back on if he really got stuck, I guess. But I know for me, if I was going to go into some place without the Radiant spell and without a torch, I'd be pretty nervous.
Oh, same here. Absolutely. So Ryu using sleep strats to get past the golem, or Goldman.
Yeah, I like that. When you seemingly have more than enough MP and you have some to burn, you're better off burning the 2 MP for the sleep than getting in a spot where you have to use heal more because you can't run away. So making his way through the middle floors of Sharlock now. I believe there are 3 different zones of monsters. I think it's like the top couple of floors, the middle few floors, and the bottom floors could each all have different enemies. So we're seeing less Goldman now, a little more Red Dragon. And he has been conserving his MP much better this time.
Yeah, only using it for sleep, which is needed to run away from some of these enemies, which is, smart thing to do in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he got to the Dragon Lord fight with about 62 MP last time, which is just a handful of heal mores available. Unfortunately, when you have a Dragon Lord 2 like this, you could get down there with twice as much MP that you need, and if you just get sleep locked and you can't wake up, then there's not much you can do about it. And I'm thinking now that Larry did make the right tactics, but I have to think that was above average luck to never be asleep for more than 2 turns in a row. But I think you have to take that chance. I think it's a better chance than, as it turns out, if he would have repeatedly cast Stop Spell and just failed.
Oh, agreed.
He may not have made it.
Absolutely agreed.
Yeah, and with some of these run troubles, choosing to fight his way through some of these battles as well. Chaos mode, that seems to be more common. You can fight your way through some battles if you just can't run away. Going with the sleep run again against the Red Dragon. I think he is on the second to last floor now.
Yep,
Here's the final stairway to get to the bottom floor coming up here.
Nicely done, Sharlock in the dark.
Ooh, and we got a quick look at the stat screen, and I missed it again, but...
What were you looking for?
Mostly just his attack power.
It was 150.
Okay, yeah, so 150 even without the death necklace, doing plenty of damage.
Yeah.
I expect that he will not choose to equip it if he has 150.
Yeah, he'll be doing 12 to 25. So I would think that this would be, I mean, so what is that? So 12 to 25, that's an average of 18 to 19. Given that the Dragon Lord has 124, so that's
Yeah, of course he doesn't know that, but
no.
yeah.
So that's what, 7 attacks should do it, give or take. So maybe.
Yeah, he's got about 12. Well, make that 11 hurt mores at his disposal. Looks like he might be going with the double hurt more against the poltergeist.
So that brings him down to 10 heal mores. Which again is enough.
Yeah, I just wonder if he has a plan now. He knows what the Dragon Lord has.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that's a different plan.
So now he's going to be doing 15 to 30. Well,
max HP is 98. So he is going to need to not be put to sleep for more than a couple of turns in a row, but he's going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah. So really, I mean, if he gets good rolls, he could do it in 5 attacks.
Took one shot at a stop spell, and it looks like he's just going for it now.
And he gets a minimum roll.
Oh, and he stayed asleep. Yeah. It's all about waking up. You got to have good wake up skills here.
And with that, Ryu has indeed forfeited from the race, unfortunately. And with that ding, I do believe we have Ryu joining us. Good attempt, my friend. Good attempt. And with
that Dragon Lord 2, though.
From the race, unfortunately. And with that ding, I do believe we have Ryu.
Yes, yeah, that was the challenge, wasn't it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the good news about that Dragon Lord 2 was that he only had 124 HP. The bad news is he had 15 out of 16 resistance.
Of course.
Yeah. So that is unfortunate, but you were right with Larry throughout most of the seed. You two were within 1,000 experience points for the vast majority of the seed. I mean, what it really came down to was he found coal a lot earlier than you did. I mean, right when he got done, you found coal. So that was kind of the slow up there, unfortunately.
Yeah, Larry happened to find the grave first instead of the mountain cave first as well. So Larry had all 3 quest items. It just so happened that the exploration worked out for him a little better. But in terms of experience, it was pretty close.
Yeah, unfortunately, I went and explored way up north, and then explored that second continent of nothing. So that was a big time waster.
So what'd you think about the early game, starting off in the swamp and trying to find some things to kill?
Painful. I never did figure out what the noodle monster was, but found out the star wyverns were at least able to be killed with hurt. Tried the harp, didn't really do so well for me, just invited things that wanted to kill me.
Yeah, Larry tried the harp as well, so that's an interesting strategy both of you guys use to try and hang on to your HP instead of walking through the swamp. I'm glad that you guys actually started with the hurt spell, because it got both of you started in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and then it was kind of a slow progression. You never found anything, or you didn't learn hurt more until late. So it was kind of like you guys both had to navigate using sleep, using hurt, seeing what you could kill. You both took several tries at the Goldman and Hawk's Nest, so it was an interesting seed from our perspective.
Yeah, on the seeing what you could kill, there wasn't really a whole lot of it. It was pretty much the star wyvern, and then the armored knight, at least until you got somewhere in levels. The Goldman in Hawk's Nest tried to stop spell him, since he liked casting stop spell, and hurt quite a bit, but had just way too much HP, and then hurt for way too much when he didn't cast a spell.
Yeah, that was a fun race. I guess let's see, you are going to be in sort of a elimination match next time. Z-Man, right? Is that correct? He's 1-1 now, right?
Yep, he does go to 1-1, so he will absolutely have a chance to play his way in to the bracket stage. I would imagine you're looking forward to having that opportunity, Ryu.
Yeah, should be fun.
All right, so with that, we have now the round 2 of the Swiss to a close. So any moment now, we're just waiting on the notification from Game Boy. We will get the round 3 matchups, and we should be revealing them to you shortly. Any other comments on the seed or anything, Ryu?
Yeah, you're not allowed to roll my seeds anymore.
Understood.
Yeah, fair enough. That looked like a pretty challenging one all the way through, but well done to get through it the best you did. And yeah, as far as the upcoming round, I guess we're gonna have a lot of people at 1-1 now. I think only a handful of folks are at 2-0, and only a few are at 0-2. So round 3 is going to be kind of exciting. We're going to have a lot to play for here in round 3.
All right, so just to set this up for you before we really do the reveal, we have 3 matchups of 2-0 players. Okay, we have 6 2-0 players. 3 of them will be 2-0 matchups. Okay, there will be 11 bracket. The top 5 will get buys. So every player that is 3-0 will indeed get a buy. And then the top 2-1s will get a buy. And then, the rest of them will be slotted in as necessary. So it looks like we do, in fact, have the bracket reveal. So let's take a look and see what we have. So first matchup we have, we'll go kind of left to right here. The first matchup is Zarnax 42 against Azrael Ravenheart. This is a matchup of 1-1 players. So this is an elimination. One of these players will be headed to the bracket. The other one will be headed, unfortunately, home. Zarnax, of course, is a experienced randomizer runner, and Azrael, this I believe is his first randomizer tournament, although he may have run it in the Final Fantasy Rando tournament. So this should be a pretty good matchup. Oh my. Oh my. Look at this second matchup, guys. Oh my. Jackamus against Tristal. This, in my opinion, could be the final. This is something I expected that the final could be. But this is a matchup of 2 players that are 1-1.
Yeah, they're both 1-1. That's
Yeah.
interesting there, because they would have been maybe a lot of people's picks to be the favorites here.
Yeah, this is a heavyweight battle. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately one of them is not going to make the brackets, so that'll be a bit of an upset.
All right, so the third matchup we have here is It's Too Early against Lord of the Synth. 2 relative newcomers who are both 1-1. So they will definitely be, this will be another great matchup fighting for a spot into the brackets. It's Too Early, of course, with the upset of Tristal, and Lord of the Synth, I believe, taking down Amazing Toaster to get here, I believe. All right, so the next matchup, one moreover, is the Sea Wolf 1 against, some dope named Z-Man. Oh, God. Oh, personally speaking, I hate this because Seawolf is a very, very good friend of mine, and we are both 1-1. So unfortunately, only one of us is going to be able to move on, and one of us will be going home. This is unfortunate for me. I don't want to play a friend in the back brackets, but I don't want to play a friend to get into the brackets. But unfortunately, this is what it is. Unfortunately. All right, so we move down the row. The next matchup we're going to look at is RyuSeishin against Breasticle. Again, both 1-1. Should be an excellent race. One of them, again, moving on. The other one going home, unfortunately. Breasticle being a very seasoned randomizer player, and Ryu just getting into this whole Dragon Warrior thing. So this is, another veteran versus quote-unquote rookie matchup. All right, and up then. All right, we have Captain Green 7 against Titan. This is a matchup of 0-2 players. So neither one of these players will have a chance to advance, but it's another race for them to get more experience and just to have fun. And who knows what fun things they may bring toward the table for us. So two, rather rookie runners looking for a little bit of pride here at the end. All right, let's see the next one. Ooh, and unfortunately, here's another of the 0-2 matchups. It's Amazing Toaster versus Sparkover. Sparkover, of course, being one of the pre-tournament favorites, but unfortunately not having the best of luck here in the Chaos mode. And Toaster, newer to the Dragon Warrior community here. So, this should be another good matchup. Again, a veteran versus somebody that's relatively new. Should be a good match. All right, so now we get into the 2-0 matchups. All 6 of these next runners will advance to the brackets guaranteed, but only the winner is guaranteed a bye. So let's see who we got here. We have Janice Zeal playing the tie-dyed guy. So this is a good matchup. I mean, it's 2-0, so they've already established their chops. So this is a good one. Janice Zeal always comes out for the tournaments, and the tie-dyed guy, this is his first tournament here in Dragon Warrior. So this should be a really good matchup. All right, let's see the next one. Oh, this is, again, if you were to tell me High Spirits versus McGrew was a semifinal matchup or a final matchup, I wouldn't be surprised. But this is a 2-0 matchup. The winner here will be guaranteed a bye. The loser may actually still get a bye, but you never know. This is going to be a darn good matchup. The creator of the Randomizer versus High Spirits, he of the Dragon Warrior Rando 1, 2, 3, and 4. This should be an awesome matchup. All right, let's see. And the final matchup, 2 runners who are very experienced with each other, being, fighting each other all over Zelda randomizers. They do multi-game randomizers together and against each other. We have AngryLarry against Amazing Ampharos. Awesome, awesome matchup coming up. So there we go. This is round 3. We've got 6 matchups fighting for their 12 runners, 6 matchups. Win and in, lose and go home. We have 3 matchups for seeding purposes, and then we've got 2 matches. They're playing for fun. They're playing to have a good time, which I hope we do. So, what do you think What do you think here? Any comments about this round?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that McGrew High Spirits match as well. Battle of the 2-0s. And the fact that we have, by my count, I guess we had 10 of our racers at 1-1. That's going to be exciting. That's kind of going to be a pretty big battle to see who's moving on, and try and flush out who's going to end up with the winning records and who's going to wait till next year.
So I'm not sure we're going to have anything planned for tomorrow, but I would imagine that, at the very worst, starting Thursday, we'll see some of these matchups. We've got some really good races coming up over the next couple of weeks. So this is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Any more comments or anything before we sign off for the night?
I'm looking forward to it as well. Next week we're going to have some great races.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So before you get going, do me a favor, please. Go to twitch.tv/RyuSeishin and twitch.tv/AngryLarry and give them a follow. They're awesome people, awesome to watch. Make sure you give my co-commentator Up to NG a follow, and our wonderful restreamer Edge. Well, we know him as Edgeworth, but he goes by Edge Stream on Twitch. Follow him, and maybe even me. Who knows? But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think this will wrap it up for the night. I'm Z-Man 050778. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night.